Did the medium-term budget offer any hope that we're going to see growth, more tax collection? Let's ask the man in charge of tax. I'm joined by SARS Commissioner Edward Kieswetter. Thank you so much for your time. Listening to the medium-term budget, did you see any green shoots for you as the tax collector to perhaps claw back some tax revenue in months to come?
Certainly, Sally, the work that we do clearly is to ensure that we improve the levels of compliance in South Africa. And we know that currently levels of compliance have been in a steady decline, and we are working hard to arrest that. To the extent that we succeed, we are able to raise additional revenue just from improved compliance levels. The second area that we are focusing on is losses due to the illicit and criminal economic activity. And there we are working hard with our sister agencies in government, with the NPA, along with the SIU and the Hawks, to ensure that not only do we recover the monies that are lost due to crime, but we also bring those criminals and those who perpetrated to book. And then the third area is obviously increasing the efficiency of SARS, because it is also common cause that SARS has lost significant critical skills and capability, and therefore at the moment we cannot claim that it is completely optimal.
So we saw Business Saki saying that they were disappointed by the medium-term budget. They represent big business, and big business is being looked to create a lot of the growth going forward. They're a little disappointed. They're a bit concerned. We also saw the rand going down, which is often an indicator of confidence. Do you believe that the medium-term budget has what is required to spur growth, which in turn will allow more taxes to be generated?
I think the Minister has made it clear, Sally, that we need to expand the tax base, and that happens when we can create businesses, when we create jobs, and when we can expand our productive capability in the economy. So that's not at issue. Clearly, as far as the economic recovery plan of government is concerned, to drive that capacity and investment spend will be a function of the ability of civil society together with partners in government, because we can't do this as government alone, is to actually implement those plans. And that is where we have let ourselves down in the past. Good plans, not well implemented, does not produce the results which the Minister and certainly the country hopes for and so desperately needs.
Now, I am well aware that at a midterm budget we do not get information about any tax hikes, so I'm not asking about that. I'm also aware that you're not the person who has the final say on whether we should have tax hikes, but I'm pretty sure you've thought about it, and I'm wondering, would you like to see some tax hikes come February? Do you think it is absolutely inevitable? It has to be part of the mix to revive our growth?
I think the Minister has been very clear, and you're quite right, ultimately it is his decision, but he's very clear that over time he wants to approximate the OECD levels of taxation, the OECD levels of tax to GDP ratio, and we have some room to move in that direction. He also said that the quid pro quo for that is broadening the tax base and improving tax levels of tax compliance. And so I don't think it's a one-trick pony of only adjusting tax rates. It is about improving the entire tax ecosystem. And that is where government plays a huge role in building public confidence, because that then is positive for tax morality. And secondly, a well-functioning SARS is very central to the economic recovery, because our cheapest form of revenue for government is in fact tax revenue, which will reduce the burden on government to raise money from debt. And we know at the moment our debt to GDP ratio levels is rising to an uncomfortable high. The Minister hopes that we can peak this at 97%, but the risk is always there. If we cross 100%, we're in trouble. So that's important. We cannot continue to spend 1/5 of our government money's expenditure just on servicing the debt. That's money that could be well spent elsewhere. And so therefore, over the medium term, rebuilding the capability of SARS, improving tax revenues, is an important plank in the fiscal stability and integrity that the Minister so clearly has spelled out.
So very much part of the mix. Thank you very much, Edward Kieswetter, of course, who is in charge of South Africa's Revenue Service.